folks, so this is Sunday, aka car mod day. Sundays are the days of the week that I actually do any form of car modifications. So today what we have here is a 2008 Mark 5 Golf GTI Autobahn edition. You know, that whole package interior, heated windshield washer nozzles, heated leather seats, the works, the whole climatronic air conditioning system. So what we're looking at here today is the crankcase ventilation system, specifically the rear crankcase ventilation system. In a previous episode we had replaced the front ones, so this was a front one which was replaced already. Engine bay needs to be washed. I know let's see, yeah, it's something that should have been done a long time ago, but here in Jamaica we have a very dusty and dirty climate. So this was replaced previously. The factory one, the diaphragm inside here tore, so that had to be replaced. And also this hose broke due to old age. In another episode we'll be replacing this fabled vacuum pump. So this is what actuates the assists your brake booster. So here you have engine vacuum here when you are when you need to brake. This is the vacuum pump that does that. However, for the brake booster here, hose which goes to the brake booster on that side of the vehicle. This is a right-hand drive, just letting you know. Alright, so what we have here is the rear PCV. Well, I would have just removed the rear PCV. It was a bit tricky to do it with the camera running, so just showing you the after result. I'm going to give you a run through of what actually happened. So first, you would remove your factory air intake box. My car does not currently have such a thing because I have an aftermarket intake installed. Yeah, so you notice this doesn't come on your typical Mark 5. This is your 42. This is the 42DD 42 draft design with a mass airflow sensor, hose and such. And that little hole, this little hole where my index finger is pointing to, well, my dirty index finger is pointing to, is the hole where the rear PCV system is. So let me go again. So this one up front is when you're on the vacuum, just you know, cruising or decelerating. This one works. When you're on the boost, this one is what's actuated here. Well, I'd have to show you the actual unit itself, but what you'll notice is that you have some holes. You have oil that is accumulated inside here. It could possibly be due to a failed turbo seal, but what is evident looking on this hole is that there's no check valve in the PCV, so in the rear PCV. So so this is the old one covered by this heat shield. So heat shield, so this is the setup. This is how it originally comes. You have this gasket which goes here and has these three little metal tabs to hold the screw. It aids in the installation process. So this gasket, sort of like a one use type thing, goes on here, and kind of tricky doing this one hand. So you see these two holes now would mate up with those two holes, and then you have your bolt with your 5mm Allen key or Allen head, or you will see it in the Volkswagen manual being described as a hexagonal shape, blah 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 blah, yeah, listed there. So that's how it's sort of been bolted up. But as you can see, this is all coated in oil, so we're going to be replacing this with this unit, rather. So the most up-to-date revised part by Volkswagen is this, the 06F103215B. So that is the most up-to-date revised part for this unit. Oh, parts of my intake, dirty, I know. Right, so this is the new unit, as you can see, oil free. But most important, what this has is a check valve. So this check valve is what's going to prevent boost from going back in the system. So you can apply pressure here, and it will come out through this hole. This is when you're, but you can't do it the other way. You can't apply positive pressure here and expect it to blow out here. That's what this check valve does. This older style did not have such a thing. As you can see, somebody has otherwise molested this particular hose and its entire assembly for some reason or the other. So they're somewhere here, and I think this hose is probably not properly sealing, and as such it probably needs to also be replaced or reclamped down or something. But we're going to get to that in the installation phase. Alright, so I'm going to switch the camera off while I put everything together and show you what it looks like in the intermediate step. Gotta get your hands dirty. Sorry, I don't have a tripod at the moment. Alright, so I've swapped in the interim I had swapped this hose from this old one onto this new one. So you'll see where the old one did not have any check valve, this new one has the revised check valve in it. So these two have been swapped over. So just put the heat shield on, then do the final bolt up, and we should be good to go. Official Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda part. It's very important that I actually mention the revised part number for this gasket. This was the latest revision, 06F145757F. So this is a revision F gasket. And as you can see, just wanting to see. So this gasket here replaces this one. This gasket is crushed, as you can see. This one is uncrushed, brand new in plastic, and still has the 3 little metal tabs to hold the screws, which will aid in installation. So this is what the finished, well, I don't want to use the word finished, but the assembled part would look like when you drop it in. So what we're gonna do, it's a very simple process. You see those two bolt holes. So in the center of the footage, you will find that hole where you see some oil coming through, and you see those 2 bolt holes, left and right. These 2 bolts will simply go through it. So this is a one-time use crush gasket, which, as you can see the tab, you see the part number on the heat shield. This appears to be 06F129686. The revision number does not make sense, does not matter. There's no revision number on this. As you can see, manufactured in the 4th month of the year 2007. This is a 2008 vehicle. So right, so this is how it's gonna go in. It's going to be bolted up. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do this off camera, because I definitely need 2 hands to do it, and it would be a bit cumbersome if I could get somebody to. I don't have a tripod, and it would be kind of tricky to get someone to hold the camera exactly where it can see it. So this new revision, check valve, blah blah blah, all that stuff, this installs in just a matter of moments. It's going to be This is where a whole lot of customs are going to happen on a Sunday, because getting to this one where my pinky finger is touching is easy, but getting to this one, my pinky fingers wiggling on, that one's going to be tricky on the basis on where it's located. You have this heat shield here, this heat shield with Germany spelled backwards because stamped on the other side. Yeah, this heat shield gets in the way of where your hand wants to go to access that bolt. So it's going to be tricky to put it back together. It's not going to go as easily as I had originally hoped, but we're going to just make it happen. Just checking to see enter the backlights on. All right, so this is the completed part of the process. This is the new rear PCV for the MK5 Golf GTI Autobahn Edition. Same as any MK5 Golf GTI, and even for the MK6 too. Well, the MK6 I think have a slightly different rear PCV setup, but one about that in another episode somewhere. So first of all, I want it to be clear that I do have the official clamps, these Volkswagen specific clamps, one clamp and another clamp. The problem though is that they require a specific pair of pliers. It's kind of like a snip that squeezes this side where my thumb is and this other side together, and as such it would look something like this when it's done. Yeah, it would be like kind of like this when it's done, but unfortunately I don't have that particular tool on me, and I was trying to use the cutting this dull portion of the cutter, but that of my wire snipper, but that just has not worked out for me. What the heck, any redneck would just use two hose clamps, and that's exactly what I did. So hose clamp here, so just get rid of that, not use back the Volkswagen fastener, and this would be the completed installation. Well, this hose I just simply connect back here when it's done, and yeah, I am finished. Finito. Done. Alright.